Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm astrologer Julia Shulgata, and in this video I will talk about Donald Trump's health. I looked through his natal chart and so I found different interesting facts about his health, and this will help you to understand what kind of person he is. This video is divided into two parts. The first part covers his physical health, so what's happening with his body and his predisposition to certain illnesses. The second part focuses on his mental and psychological reactions to life events. In other words, what kind of person Trump is. 1. Physical health. Trump shows numerous indications of potential heart problems, including a risk of needing to replace the left coronary artery. There are also signs of issues with the heart muscles and pericardial ligaments. Additionally, there are indicators of respiratory problems, possibly linked to the right lung lobe and the diaphragm. There is a risk of asthma, and if the diaphragm is damaged, which is suggested in his chart, this could lead to lung cancer. He also shows tendencies toward liver and bile duct issues, as well as hormonal system imbalances. The thyroid gland is another weak point, specifically signs of Graves' disease. Other indicators point to problems with the bladder, seminal ducts, and intestines. I believe he has faced many of these issues throughout his life. There is also a slight indication of kidney issues related to fluid filtration. His leg muscles are weak, especially on the right side of his body. This includes issues with the hip joint, heel bone, calcaneus, fibula, and the piriformis muscle, which can lead to pain while walking. There are also signs of issues with the cheek muscles and throat, such as chronic tonsillitis, as well as rheumatism. Part 2. Physiological reactions. He is prone to resentment and anger, and he needs to learn how to plan more effectively. Both points are indicated by the Saturn-Mercury aspect. Saturn represents a strong desire for respect. He wants to be treated like a king. A love for ceremonial or high-status meetings, which he uses to display his financial standing and to build a close circle of influential people. He also has traits of aristocracy and attention to detail. This suggests that developing attentiveness has been crucial in his life to avoid missing important opportunities. For example, when he failed to notice a downturn in the real estate market, he lost a great deal, which is directly linked to Saturn, the planet of material matters. In his chart, he is pedantic, talkative, and enjoys being in the spotlight. He always puts on a show, but this theatrical behavior also indicates an instability or lack of balance in his life and social affairs. He is emotionally intense and hot-tempered, yet a natural leader who must continuously grow by learning from experience. When he overthinks, he experiences emotional stress and may eventually explode. There are signs that he struggles to organize his thoughts, constantly analyzing, dreaming, and focusing on acquisition, like how to buy thumbs and sell or attract investors for his own projects. He also has a tendency to collect, whether it's music records, books, jewelry, or art, a trait linked to Venus. What kind of person is Trump? His sun gives us insights. He tends to trust others easily and often receives opportunities even in the most difficult situations, and he takes advantage of them. He works well with people, believes in himself and in others, though he can lose that faith just as quickly. His resource and public persona. In politics and finance, Trump is a strong figure who can rally crowds. He intentionally creates chaos, for instance, by organizing rallies, by organizing something hysterical to build his political capital. He continues to use the same tactics that once helped him to become a president. A key question he once faced: can you win elections throughout social media? He did it twice, proving the method's effectiveness. He also has a tendency toward deep despair and is inclined to protest against the status quo. He wants to radically change society approaches and even his own path. This shapes how society sees him as someone emotionally intense, hot tempered, and rebellious. In his personal life, he is resolute, persistent, and pedantic, but may feel underestimated. This links to his seventh house, which governs negotiations. He wants to change unfavorable societal conditions. For example, he sincerely hopes to help end the war in Ukraine, believing that his efforts could make a difference. So, what the current influences with Trump? At this moment, Trump's chart shows increased anxiety, hormonal imbalances, and protein metabolism issues, which may be causing problems with his feet. These issues can also lead to irritability, fatigue, and difficulty in managing social interactions. These challenges are currently centered around his eighth house investments and shared resources, his finance. His efforts in these areas might not be yielding positive results, which could bring additional stress. These are also indicators of mental strain and potential vision problems, along with inflammatory conditions, especially in the elbow area. Additionally, there is a sign of anger like that of an evil genius who tries to invent something very clever but risks doing more harm than good if it fails. There is also a threat to his career connected to both his political stance and external events. Some astrological indicators suggest he might lose his position. But I will talk about that in the next video. That's the end of this analysis. Thank you for watching until the end. If you found it interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. There is much more deep and unusual astrology content coming soon. If you have any questions or want to explore topics that interest you personally, feel free to leave a comment. If you are interested in a personal consultation, you'll find all the details and links in the description below. See you in the next video. Bye!